if you haven't experienced the FSD, the full self-driving capability, I have to tell you, I think the thing that was probably the most amazing feature or observation, the most interesting observation was the amount of detail on the screen and the range. Right? I mean, literally, you could be, I don't know, probably about 50 yards from a traffic light. And the FSD could, if you look at the screen, you could see at the intersection coming across, you could see the cars.
Right.
Like better than human eye coming across the intersection. You could count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many cars, it just the amount of detail. And it's kind of, I'll be honest with you, Adrian, it's a little bit scary.
Right.
How much detail you could see on that screen, man. That's a car.
Right. You're right. Yeah, I think I know one thing that's different. I know there was a big stink about, going from I think it was the sonar in the bumpers, the sonar sensors to the cameras. And I know a lot of Tesla owners are like, hey, it shows a blob and, it's not as accurate, but that's part of that camera. I think Elon explained is the most, it's most similar to the eye versus the sonar, right? And with the FSD, you could start to see how it comes in play, how that camera, those cameras being there versus the sonar, right? It's the long play. It's the long play. It's the long play, man. It's the long play. Oh no, that's good. It's good, man. Mm-hmm. Yep.
What, go ahead, Mark.
No, go ahead, Sadat.
I was gonna say, what else, man? There's a lot of good stuff out there. A lot of good stuff, man. I mean, and I'm excited about this space, man. But yeah, go ahead. My bad. You're gonna say something.
Oh no. I was just going to, like you said, for the viewers, just understanding the car is, for lack of better terms, just it really is the vehicle to carry the tech. When you purchase a Tesla, you're purchasing the tech.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased tech. You purchased the tech. I wouldn't say every software update, but I can remember that, when it gets updated, it's almost like you got a new car because you got new features, right? It's just a new experience, and it keeps you engaged with the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Keeps you captivated with the vehicle. And that's something that you don't, if you're another car owner, another ICE owner, you have to take it in. Like I have to take my Toyota into the Toyota dealership. And that's another question. Like I said, I start asking why? Mm-hmm. Why does it have to be this way? It's a waste of my time. Right? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time.
Right.
And I just started asking myself, like, why? Why? There's no more oil changes, right? No more belt changes, no more timing. Like, why? Why does the car have to be so complicated? But like you said, it's a system. Everybody's eating off of that system, and they want to keep us on it as
keep us on it. The Matrix.
Yeah, as consumers. Right? Yeah. This is what you want. This is what you want. No, I don't. You don't know what they don't know what they want. Right?
I don't know, man.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
And it's a little bit interesting when you think about it, which I'm happy Elon and Tesla are thinking down the path of there being another generation vehicle that has an even lower price point.
Mm.
And the reason why I say that is because, to your point, you're going to have, you're right. I can tell you, I see so many Teslas out there. And I think now that once the company gets to this next price point, you're going to see even more. Why? Because it's going to become arguably I've lost the words, but the mass car, right?
Mhm.
There's a better way of saying it. It's going to be that car that is accessible to a lot of people.
Right.
And to your point, now connected to what you just said, frankly, the them them being able to produce so many vehicles is going to get people off of that drug. And then they're gonna start seeing
Right.
what the truth is.
Right. Right.
And that to me is gonna be the secret sauce to getting away from and start addressing, more people asking, why am I,
Right.
dealing with a key? Why am I, whatever, all the things you kind of laid out. I mean,
Right.
that's where I see that next big move, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's definitely already working backwards. I think he's working on the model that's going to be like what, 25K or 22K or something like that. So he's already driving backwards. He's already got, working on Optimus, which is his AI robot, right?
Yeah.
So, that's going to be around 20 to, he's got that price at 20 to 30K. And, I can only assume that it's going to be in the factories making some of these Teslas, right? Or making anything else, making other things, right? And last time I checked, the UAW, can't get union dues from a robot, who doesn't get a paycheck.
That's right. And honestly, that the UAW better be scared right now, man, because if they figure out how to introduce this technology, Optimus technology, into those warehouses, it's going to be again. You said it before, another big disruption. Big disruptor. And frankly, even if they can't get to the unions, here's the thing. Here's what I bet you what's going to happen. Even if they can't get to the unions, think about, and I wish I had the stat, because when you think about Tesla and all the sort of supply, the ancillary suppliers that provide Tesla with material, etc., I would like to believe that even if they don't get to the manufacturers of vehicles, they're going to get to the suppliers of the manufacturers of the vehicles with that technology.
Right. You're right. And going to lower their costs. Right. So yeah, because they got an incentive. They got an incentive to do that. That's big.
Big incentive.
That's big.
So that I mean, you listen, man. That Optimus is. I mean, he was clear in the last earnings call. They're going to first introduce it internally within Tesla to help them produce their product. Right. And I think a year later, if my memory shows me correct, is when you're going to start to see the app, them selling it to companies outside of Tesla to get that benefit. And I mean, we're going to see manufacturing on steroids if that happens.
Yeah.
The company I used to work for, they had that, and you've probably seen it. You probably got it in your spot. You got the automated robot that's kind of like bending metal and doing this. And it's like a Japanese. I think it's Kawasaki or something like that. Maybe it's Kawasaki. And I know I think ABB has the technology too. ABB.
Really?
I think I think it's ABB. ABB is European. I just can't remember which country they represent. But I mean, they're out of. But ABB and some of the Japanese suppliers. I mean, they have the technology. It's not that they don't exist, but I think we're talking about something different, because even with the Optimus, like it has like fingers, or what's the technical word, Adrian?
Yes,
five
fingers. Yeah, it's got 5 fingers.
5 fingers, man. I mean, that's different to be able to touch and move with details that almost like a human could. That's a difference maker.
Yeah. No, you're right, man. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get into more of that.
Yeah.
Like you said, once he perfects it at within Tesla, he can John Deere, any manufacturer that's manufacturing is going to want to buy that. And that is a disruption.
Right.
That's a disruption at it. Right. So I understand, just about the concern with everything. But to me, it's like, hey, we as humans it's going to push us up to a higher thought. We're going to be at a higher level,
Right.
Let these things do these repeatable, mundane tasks, right? And even with the AI, they can figure things out. Great. We can it'll push us higher, right? That's the way that I see it, right? So,
yeah. Hey, another disruptive thing, and you got me thinking here now, because out of Texas, they got the Texas factory, I think, produces the Cybertruck and I think the semi. The semi. So another big disruptor. I mean, you think about all those semis out there, again, highly linked to the, again, haven't even scratched the surface. All we talk about right now is consumer vehicles. You and I don't drive semis, right? We don't drive. So that's a whole nother space.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Space to go and attack. I mean, he's probably got a war room, if I had to imagine. We're going to get this, and boom. He's like, semi, I don't think that industry is even ready. So once those trucks get going, and of course, I'm hearing all this talk about how, you got to, I think I might have been in one of these rallies from one of the politicians talking about, hey, the truck, you can't even get out of California, right? You get to the border of California, and then they got to switch from the semi, the EV semi, over to a diesel or whatever it is, right? And then boom, they got to drive it drive it across the country to deliver their goods. But I don't know if I believe that. Number one, number two, even if it ain't ready now,
it's coming.
Gonna be long.
It's coming, dude. It's coming. Yeah, I think it's coming. I mean, matter of fact, I know it's coming. It kind of goes into the hybrid, right? I think Ford switched over. Now, riddle me this. Okay. How in the world does Ford, who sells all these F-150s, have the F-150 Lightning and are selling less F-150 Lightnings than Tesla selling Cybertrucks? Now, and you've had a 75-year, 80-year head start. Head start, man.
Yeah.
And basically going back to hybrid. So, so it's so they're switching their thing back to making hybrids from the full EV, because they haven't figured it out. And on top of that, I don't think they don't have the resiliency to stay in there until they figure it out.
Nah.
Right.
I mean, to go back to the financials, which is my sweet spot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Tesla, their capital expenditures, in other words, all the costs that they spend to do certain developments and put certain investments into either whether it be R&D or be careful. Some they do have their independent R&D spend, but they also have expenditures they would incur, like for example, to build a facility or to build a production line, to build the Optimus, right? That's going to be used for production. I mean, they are going. I think this year they're going to increase that by almost 25%. And 25%, we're talking versus last year. They've already spent $1 billion more in CapEx. Wow. $1 billion more.
Wow.
So connecting it back to what you just said, Ford, I remember clear as day when they said they were going to put those Ford Lightning production facilities up. If my memory serves me correct, two things. Well, I know for certain one of the facilities is in Kentucky. Okay. Another one is in Tennessee.
Okay.
Kentucky and Tennessee, and I'm pretty sure the dollar was about, I want to say, somewhere between $5 to $8 billion they spent on building new factories and converting some of their ICE factories into EV factories. So it's going to be kind of like a hybrid.
Right.
Now, to your point about, hey, they had a head start.
Right.
One more time.
Yeah.
Battery,
Mm-hmm.
right? Tech,
Right. Right.
AI. They still on first base, bro.
Wow.
They still on first base. First base, bro. So I just don't see. I think that's part of their struggle, and it's going to be part of all the other players' struggle because GM, I think, has and again, we got on one of these episodes, man. I'm gonna put some time into really peeling back that onion on GM. I
Okay.
think they got something different going on than the other people. They all in. What's the CEO's name? Mariana.
Yeah,
Barada?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think that's the name. Yeah, she's all in on this EV thing. But anyway, I kind of rambled there a little bit, but I just want to make sure I connect to the point about, hey, the investment, the dollars. The dollars tell you what's going on and what they're going to do. And again, Tesla's got the market cornered, and frankly, they're gonna keep they keep putting up big dollars. They keep putting up big dollars to back it up.
Right. You're right.
Ain't backing off.
Right. You're right. Yeah, I think I told you that my neighbor that kind of sits kind of cat a corner from me, he got that is his second Tesla. I saw him driving it. So they've got two, right? Now my other neighbor, he just flipped out and it looked like he got rid of his Model Y and got a pickup truck, ICE pickup truck. But hey, but there's a lot of Teslas. There's a lot of Teslas in my neighborhood, man.
Wait, we got pause on that one, man.
Yeah.
So this man went and got it. All right, what kind of pickup was it?
It's an American made pickup. It's American made pickup. Yeah. It's American made, and I understand. Like he wanted to. He missed the size, right? He missed the size.
Oh, okay.
And but yeah,
should have got him a Cybertruck. Should have got him a Cybertruck, man.
Right, that's true. That's true, man. That's true. But man, this is I think this is this has been great. I think the biggest thing that I think we're trying to drive home once again is like, hey, if you got a Tesla, don't worry about the value. People run around, hey, my it dropped 20. Look, man, you still riding good because you got a small piece of this big pie of this ecosystem that's being developed, right? And yeah, you got a piece of this ecosystem. So, but yeah, man,
it's true. Yeah, look, man. I mean, there's no doubt. I think really, honestly, I like your last point, but I like your earlier point better.
Okay.
Disruptiveness.
Yeah.
All the disruptiveness, the disruption that it's going to bring.
Yep.
In all these different spaces. That's the crazy part, right? Because I mean, we talk about a car that you see driving down the street. That car is a lot of stuff behind that.
Yeah.
A lot.
You're right, man. You're right. But yeah, man, definitely good talking to you.
All right.
I'll circle back. The reason why we started this is because we were talking about it anyway.
Yeah.
We were talking about it anyway. Like it literally came, we talk about the kids, talk about the wife, talk about the sports, we go hang out.
Yeah.
But it came back to the Tesla. And just like, man, some of these ideas we're just throwing around, like, hey man, maybe somebody else should listen to this too, right? And then maybe it'll, help them out and all of that. So this is big. It's real big, man.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of like I remember being in high school and the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, frankly, I didn't know. I mean, you heard about Yahoo, you saw people talking about the internet, whatever. And then I go to college and it's like, all right, well, we got to do some research. And then you jump on there and you finally figure out what Yahoo and Google, whatever it was at the time.
Right.
And frankly, if I'm pretty confident that there were probably people that I went to college with that already had a better sense of what all this stuff meant. Right? Because even right up leading up to that time, you already had the .com and all that. Like, and what's my point? My point is that for Black people, people of African descent, typically, and I'm just using myself an example, I was late to the game.
Right. For the internet stage, you're right. You're talking about
the internet stage.
Okay.
Right. So now I think this is kind of like that same type of thing, right? Like, we don't need to be late to the game, whether it be in terms of knowledge, whether it be as a user, whether it be just understanding how this can impact you directly, right? Again, we're talking about, being part of this sort of, and you said it before, ecosystem.
Right.
Being part of that ecosystem where you can eventually, get some benefit or leverage it for yourself. And frankly, I mean, just in pure dollars, man. I mean, just think about how much money you save from not going to the pump anymore, from not taking your car for the oil change, from not going to all that basic stuff you would have been spending money on. And as a matter of fact, the next time we talk, I'm going to have that dollar amount. I'm going to have it ready when we talk to tell you exactly how much money I've saved compared to when I had my BMW to now. But that's it, man. I keep going, man.
Hey, man, we'll talk about this stuff all night, man.
All right.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you, man.
All right, bro.
Again, Brothers Talking Tesla, and we appreciate you, viewers. It's our inaugural show, and hit us up, like us on YouTube, and we appreciate you. And we're signing off now.
All right, bro.
All right.
All right.